So here I am, climbing the steps to one of the most difficult bosses in this game. He's only difficult if you don't know how to beat him. But here, you'll see how I managed to get rid of him. It took a few tries, but eventually you get to him. So basically, use your plantain fan. That is one of the most key devices that you'll use in beating him. And then once the plantain fan is running, you can get in a few hits, complete this whole kind of sequence. He does attack you back, but that's alright. You can heal up. Use this bat because he freezes this guy, and then what you're going to do is you're going to spin the staff and build up your 4 focus points and hit him like this, right? So that's essentially the secret. First phase is done. He goes into the second phase, and you have to know how to deal with the second phase. So he'll throw this giant axe at you. Actually, it's quite easy to dodge. So you jump out of the way. Actually, I didn't dodge it. I got hurt in the process, but still. Healing will recharge your plantain fan. So you see that the plantain fan is back up, right? And you have to avoid some of these hits that he kind of does. But you go into cloud step and then he can't see you, and then plantain fan again. And while he's down, hit him while you're in cloud step because that gives you extra damage. And then you kind of keep hitting him because he's caught in that plantain fan effect. And basically, back to the bat, you've frozen him. This time he didn't freeze for some reason, but still, one can manage. I hit him with a 3-pointer this time because I charged up. And he goes into his next phase. So now there'll be 2 of them flying in the sky with laser kind of things like Superman, except it's not red, it's golden. So you kind of avoid this. Is not very difficult to avoid, to be honest. So you run around again. Look at me, I'm healing up all the time because that fan has to be recharged. That's one of the key things. So this is very easy to get rid of. You just spin your staff and it actually gives you more focus. So you get more and more points. Then I turned into this guy because it was supposed to help me avoid damage. But, I couldn't and I got hit. But look at how many heals I have because I have the Supreme Gourd. So now just staff spin, right? Staff spin and you'll get rid of these sports. Not a problem at all. Then dodge. This last thing, otherwise it's quite problematic. And then I'm healing up again, waiting for the fan. You can see he's kind of halfway down at this point. My fans come back, and that's really my secret weapon, or not so secret weapon now that I'm telling you everything. So you go to him and then you kind of give him more damage, and basically that's a full combo right there. Then I freeze him, basically immobilize, then again spinning 4 points, and now you hit him with the 4-pointer. Boom. So now his damage, like his health is quite reduced. I've hit him with the bat. So twice I've frozen him. Again, spin. And your points are building up, your focus is building up. That's a 3-pointer. I want a 4-pointer. I'm waiting for the 4th point, but I've got cloud step, so I'm not wasting it. I'm going with the 3-pointer and hitting him just in case I can't do anything. Now, I have lots of options from here. So basically, I just used, my posse. And he kind of was hitting me, but I had heals left. And then I got my fan back again because I was healing, right? So there it is. He's caught in the fan. My posse is at him. I've got, critical damage coming up. He kind of hit me once, but didn't matter because I managed to get him with this one and very close to the end, and there, cloud step, finally. And there he is, defeated, and he goes into this phase and the rest follows. I won't tell you just in case you haven't beaten this boss. But the key here is to max out everything that will help your critical damage and your focus points. That's how you win this fight. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like. But I know you would never do that unless I told you more about the build. So I'll tell you all about this build, but before we get to it, I haven't put it up on screen. But in terms of your curios, in terms of your soaks and everything, just make sure that you have the Supreme Gourd because that has 10 sips. And you'll need that because every time you heal, you set it up in such a way that every time you heal, you will get the plantain fan back. And that is very critical because that's how you win this fight. So you set it up like that. You can use a different combination of curios, but eventually you want to have 10 sips. You have the Supreme Gourd, so you have to go get that. And you have all the soaks that essentially help you get chi so that your plantain fan comes back. And you have critical attack damage and you also have highest attack that you can afford with your sparks. You can see here martial arts is kind of maxed out because spinning your staff and building up focus points is very important in this entire fight, because you hit him with that 4-pointer and that does amazing damage. And of course, in combination with the fan and a little bit of dodging, you should be able to win this fight. If you see this fight, you'll see that it's very imperfect. I got a lot of moves wrong. I didn't use my transformation at all. I got hit in a couple of places. I couldn't freeze him the second time with the bat, but still I managed to win this fight. So it's not that difficult. It's really about keeping your cool and then jumping when you can. And you can see here, as I'm chatting, you can see what all I've kind of got my sparks assigned to. Also, it's not a perfect build, to be honest, but really the fun of this is kind of also, having a little bit of improvisation, ad-libbing, having a little bit of fun with your game and kind of doing things as you see them and respond to the moves. That's really what a game is about. By the way, the life-saving strand is only here because I'm doing this in NG+, but only to record my build, because I hadn't recorded my build when I beat Erlang. So this is just to show you. So this is not how I beat Erlang in NG+. This is the first fight.